Another Avengers movie, or the Avengers 5, as it's now referred to, is inevitable. It's just a matter of time, and according to our educated guess, it'll be a while before we see the next Avengers movie. However, there are plenty of sources and material which tells us what the movie will be, and with that, what changes it may receive, when the narrative is concerned, and what changes the movie itself might bring to the table, or in this case, the MCU. Kevin Feige on Avengers 5.
It'll be every man for himself.
The rumors about the upcoming Avengers movie have been spreading all around the world in the last couple of months, and of course, they eventually reached the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and we'll tell you what he had to say about it. The last movie, Avengers Endgame, which was released in 2019, concluded on a high note, which left many fans wondering as to what will happen next when a group of superheroes steps on the same stage. In a recent interview with Collider, when discussing the future of the MCU, Kevin Feige had a few words to say about what the fans should expect from the next team-up. First and foremost, there has to be a reasonable amount of time from that movie to the start of a new saga, which, as he pointed out, has already started and is underway. The next thing the next Avengers movie would need is a build-up, just like we witnessed during Phase 1 of the MCU, setting all the pieces in place, and then when the time is right, bring them all as one. The previous saga not only concluded, but it also ended the lives of superheroes in the MCU, some of who were there from the beginning, including the likes of Chris Evans' Captain America, who decided to grow old with the love of his life, passing down his shield to Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, and on the other hand, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, who has passed away, so a new team is on the horizon for sure. We just don't know which one yet. We're deep into Phase 4 of the MCU, and seeing where things are going, heading into bold and exciting directions, we're in for a treat, especially knowing the fact that the multiverse is wide open and the adventures that await our heroes into the vast plains of space.
Next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
As for the members of the next Avengers team, one of the members we can think of is Shang-Chi, who looks to be a crucial component in the new team. Then we have Monica Rambeau, who was introduced in the Disney Plus series WandaVision, Spider-Man is a must. Then we have the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, and many more. The list is endless, but we're certain that as new movies and series get released, we'll have a clearer picture in mind with every next month from here on out. And despite the long way we have until the next Avengers movie, there are endless possibilities of where the MCU is headed, and we might even have some in the palm of our hand right now. Team Shakeups and Superheroes.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
Since we've already begun with a roster of the next Avengers team, why not dive even deeper into it? As iconic and original as the Avengers lineup was, the time itself demands some changes. Thus, we're gonna be getting a new lineup. Adding to what we previously said, we might have some contenders in the movies, all leading up to the next Avengers movie, including the likes of Doctor Strange, who we think will be one of the core members of the team, somewhat of a leader. Then we have Wanda, she's still here. The next The Marvels movie will surely bring 3 new characters, Monica Rambeau, who we mentioned before, Kamala Khan, and Carol Danvers, who we already know from the previous iterations. Oh, and we almost forgot about the big green Professor Hulk and his cousin joining the MCU, making her debut in the Disney Plus series She-Hulk. However, the differences between the last Avengers team and the new team will likely stop at the identity side of things. A change of scenery will surely be present, but also how things will be set at the present of the release of the movie itself. Another topic we think should discuss is the Young Avengers, a group of young heroes who are ready to fight for the greater good. Following in the previous generation's footsteps, the inaugural lineup comprises Iron Lad, who's yet another one of the several versions of Kang the Conqueror, Hulkling, Wiccan, and Patriot, who was soon joined by Kate Bishop making her debut with the series Hawkeye, and Cassie Lang, following in her father, Scott's, footsteps. But seeing how the MCU is somewhat deviating from the original comics teams, we're not quite sure that we'll get the same original roster of the Young Avengers, but rather an altered one. And despite some of the members already in play, the MCU has yet to hint at the arrival of any of the other 3 male Young Avengers. Most likely, this team of young and aspiring people will likely help the main Avengers team instead of taking their place in the MCU, with their introduction to the MCU bringing that youthful energy all of us want to see. Then we have the first family of Marvel, the Fantastic Four, who's said to be joining the MCU in a few years, but definitely before the next Avengers movie. So they might have a say in that. But also, we can't forget about the mutants, who are bound to join the MCU since Disney has acquired the rights for them from Fox. The big question is, in which staff and form will they appear? Nevertheless, this would be a significant change for the MCU, as it has never seen before. A mutant in a Marvel Studios movie, a shift that would bring in a lot of memories for all the comic book readers. A major event.
They could fight the battles that we never could.
One of the most unique elements about Marvel, comics, and the cinematic universe is that we go along the heroes go on runs, missions, retrievals of some sort, an invasion, or something entirely different. But amongst all of these are the events that come from Marvel, events which pull in characters from across a wide variety of titles, having them either team up to fight a big baddie, or less likely bring them to fight each other, something along the lines of Captain America: Civil War. The major event we're talking about is Secret Wars, which is one of the most iconic events in the entire Marvel universe from the comics, and this would be a plausible change of scenery if the MCU, or more particularly, the next Avengers movie, follows the Secret Invasion storyline, in which the shape-shifting alien race Skrulls. Other events the MCU might turn their focus to are some events Fox's X-Men, such as Age of Apocalypse or the Dark Phoenix saga, which could lead directly to the real deal Avengers vs. X-Men. No matter what the case may be for the next Avengers movie, we're all expecting it to be a behemoth, toppling everything in its path, when the box office is concerned, but also the fans. From what we've seen so far, the Avengers 5 movie will likely be even bigger than Avengers Endgame in every way, especially knowing that the big baddie Kang the Conqueror will be in the mix, one of the biggest obstacles all of the Marvel heroes had to face in the history of the Marvel comics. One thing we can bet our money on is that Marvel never seems to disappoint when the scale of things is considered. The growth they had over the years, the 4 previous Avengers installments alone are a good indicator for that. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what do you think about the 5th Avengers movie? Will it surpass its predecessor? Which element would you include or exclude from the previous movies? And if it was up to you, what changes would you make for the upcoming Avengers movie? And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.